A person sitting at a modern campfire is engaging with humanity's oldest collective memory. Despite our technology and shelter, we remain mesmerized by the flames because they represent the very beginning of our shared history. Before it was a tool, fire was a chaotic threat. It existed as an infinite force of the landscape, belonging to lightning and volcanoes, moving through the wild without boundary or purpose. The critical shift in our development occurred when our ancestors moved beyond merely encountering fire and began the work of containing it. This was a geometric act. By arranging stones into a ring, humans gave the fire a center and a defined edge, separating the flame from the chaos of the outside world. This boundary did not end the night. The predators and the cold remained just beyond the light, but the ring of stones pushed that infinite darkness back far enough to create a safe zone. By trapping fire in a circle, humanity established a localized sanctuary, a spatial anchor that allowed us to finally sit together and face the dark from a position of order. Maintaining this center required constant discipline. Humans were forced to gather fuel, share limited space, and keep watch, tethering the group to the hearth for survival. While we appeared to master the flame, its requirements were effectively domesticating us. The fire dictated how we moved. The circle forced horizontal equality. Everyone had to look inward, sharing the same focal point, necessitating a new level of cooperation. This arrangement acted as the first table. When a hunter brought raw meat from the darkness and passed it through the center, the fire transformed it into a shared cultural resource. The bonfire functioned as a spatial machine, converting the basic biological need for food into humanity's first collective social ritual. As communities grew, the simple stone ring evolved into permanent architecture. Walls were built specifically to shelter the hearth, making the fire the organizational core of the home. This physical center eventually became a spiritual one. In the classical world, the goddess Hestia personified the hearth, representing the unbreakable stability of the household. From the private home, the concept scaled to the public sphere. Cities viewed themselves as an expanded family, gathered around a singular communal fire. Rome institutionalized this with Vesta. They maintained a state fire that could never be extinguished, housing it in a temple that acted as the symbolic heart of the entire empire. The survival tactic of keeping a fire alive had transformed into a symbol for the continuity and survival of civilization itself. The bonfire granted humans additional waking hours, pushing back the dark to allow for social interaction long after the sun went down. In this new window of time, the urgency of survival pauses. When the group gathers, the returning hunter is asked to recount the events of the day. The hunter doesn't just recite facts. To make the audience feel the danger, they emphasize the animal's scale and perform the intensity of the chase. Through constant repetition, the specific details of the hunt detach from reality. What began as a memory is shaped night after night until it becomes a shared myth. This psychological habit, turning raw experience into a meaningful narrative sequence, provides the structural foundation for the eventual development of fiction and literature. There is a direct evolutionary line connecting that ancient ring of stones to the way we organize our lives today. Our dining tables, libraries, and movie theaters function on the same social blueprint as the first hearths. We are still a species that gathers around a central source of light to share stories. The bonfire remains a symbol of civilization because it created a pocket of order where humans could finally share a common reality. Civilization was born when one human finished speaking in the firelight, and the others, leaning in, asked to hear the story again.